This is gonna be a very exciting episode, something new, something different. Our first coach. So how you feeling today, coach?
Feeling good, man. I appreciate the opportunity to come on, man. You got a great platform, man. You're doing a great job. Seeing the coverage you give it to HBCU sports and HBCU overall, man, it's a blessing. So anytime a guy like you doing some positive thing, ask a guy like me to come on, it's humbling. So I appreciate the opportunity.
For sure, appreciate that, most definitely. All right, cool. So you spent time coaching in the league before you got to Delaware State, and then just before that, you were coaching everywhere. So just talk about your coaching journey leading up to here.
Yeah. So I was coaching the Cleveland Browns the past 2 years. So I actually had signed a contract extension, 2020 to be there until 2027. But I got a call from Coach Jack to come down here to be his office coordinator, which I've been office coordinator before. So I had my coach career been about 10 years. Started really like in 2017 or 2016. Where I was a player, but I got hurt, and then my coaches got me right into coaching at Bowie State University. It was like a student assistant coach at Bowie State University for like 2 years there. Then went to West Virginia State as a grad assistant. After West Virginia State, I came back to Bowie State, was coaching there as a receivers coach, and had a position group. And then after that, I got to my first coordinator job after COVID at Wheeling University. And Wheeling University is a small D2, West Virginia. They weren't very good, but it was an opportunity for me. I was 25 years old to call plays. And then from there, did pretty decent. And the Browns came calling, and, went for the Browns, and now I'm here.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, that's cool. So you say you were a former player. You played at Bowie State, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just you being a player, like I played college basketball. I was a basketball player at Clark Atlanta. But what is something that you just took that being an athlete took away from you once you got done playing?
Oh, the work ethic. I mean, you as a former athlete yourself, you understand a student athlete. Our job is extremely hard because you have school, but you also have your athletic commitment, and your athletic commitment is not just practice. It takes time, hours in the gym. So you have to prioritize, exactly what you're doing. I learned this from it was a Fortune, I forgot the guy's name. He was a Fortune 500 company director. And he said he'd rather hire student athletes because they understand time commitment and how to prioritize time better than regular, human beings. There's nothing against people who don't play sports, but student athletes, man, it takes a lot just to, organize your day and still put in the extra work after, to be successful in what you're doing.
Yeah, most definitely. What was your best moment just as a player? That's something you never forget.
Oh man, the best moment ever. So it was crazy. 2015, second like my freshman year as a quarterback. We were playing against a team called Virginia State, and at the time, Virginia State was the top dogs in the CIAA. Bowie State, we was on the rise. We was coming up. So the crazy part about that whole year, actually, I started as a third string quarterback, which I was pissed about. Excuse my language. Sorry, I was mad about. And I didn't understand it, but I didn't say I handled it well in terms of what I was doing. As a player, I was upset, but something happened. I became the second string quarterback, and most importantly, our team was winning. So we go play Virginia State. They were the defending champs. It's their homecoming. I'm the backup quarterback at the time, and our season's on the line. We happened to beat Virginia State in like 5 years at the time. We were 6-1, and we were trying to, pretty much break a curse and turn it around and show that we had the same Bowie State. With a minute 35 left on the clock, the coach came to me. I remember people be laughing because during that game, at the time, I kind of just like, oh, I'm the backup. I would have like different snacks and stuff on the sideline. I remember at a hot dog, my man Labdu's student coach at the time, like, what's wrong with you? Hey, man, I'm just getting comfortable. And I remember the coach, like, minute 35 left, we losing too. He said, hey, you going in? I'm like, right now? He's like, yeah. I bet. So I threw the hot dog and the Skittles to the ground, put my helmet on, went out there, threw a game-winning touchdown drive. And that was my first ever college experience. And then I ended up getting like National Freshman of the Year that year, freshman All-American after like just playing like 4.5 games. It was crazy, but that was the best playing experience by far. My first ever experience was a game-winning touchdown drive.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely cool. So with being a student athlete, like take it back to when you was in college, it comes with just like a lot of responsibility. You got a lot of people looking at you, right? So what was your strategy going into it every day, knowing that you had people just watching you every move, especially when you're on campus?
Man, especially like at the time, like we were becoming good, so everyone was watching everything you did. You know, going to Clark, shortly, you kind of get labeled. Oh, those are football players. Those are basketball players. They be doing
Yeah,
stuff. So it helped you prepare you to watch what you're doing. Now, obviously, when you're younger, you still had a lot of fun. Like I know I had a great time at college, like best time ever, and wasn't always doing the most responsible thing. You know, I had my fun, but it did make you a little cautious of what you are doing, because if you do something, it's not just affecting you. They're like, oh, the football team. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's something you got to just be careful of. Some of the things you may do across campus, like you can't just be wilding out overall. But you always had that light on you, especially we were pretty good, and we were pretty good at Bowie. So there was always watching us around campus from professors, obviously, you know, the females and stuff like that.
always.
You know what I mean? You get
Yeah,
labeled with certain things and stuff like that if, you know, you don't act, you know, correctly. And then my wife actually went to school with me, so shout out to her. But it was like, it was good, but it was sometimes it'd be like, man, I had to watch, I had so many eyes watching me overall.
yeah, for sure. That definitely make a lot of sense. All right, cool. So back to you coaching and whatnot. How do you describe your offensive philosophy and like how has it evolved over the years?
That's a great question. Well, my philosophy, the name of the offense, the slide offense. And the reason why is, you know, we have a motto like no need to retaliate if you slide first. Like I ain't gotta wait to attack. Like for me as a coordinator, offensive coordinator, I have a defensive mindset, like I have an attacking mindset. And that's like
Yeah,
with your life too. Like if you sit back and wait, life will dictate itself for you. Like, so you gotta have an attacking mindset where you're gonna set the tone. That's how we are as an offense. Obviously, being in NFL, I got some NFL concepts now. Been there for the past 2 years. I'd be an idiot if I didn't incorporate some of that in it. But overall, the slide offense, that's the mentality. No need to retaliate if you slide first. And then, you know, we're up tempo. We played a lot of speed. We're in attacking mode always. Like we set the tone, and we preach that overall to our players every time we play. And then our identity, we say PFF. Like, what does that mean? Like, you know, we get those PFF grades, whether it's basketball, football. For us,
right.
it's a little different. It's just physicality. Are you physical? Are you fast? Do you play as a family? Does fast mean like run like a 4-4? No, but I mean ideally that's what you want. Does physical mean you're the strongest guy on the field? No, but you play with aggression that can't be matched. So, and then as a family, like, are you there for your brother? Are you helping your guy out? How do you play without the ball? So we judge our guys off of things of that nature.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, for sure.
my philosophy.
Yeah, that's dope for sure. Do you have a favorite like formation that you run on offense?
Oh yeah, I got a lot. I don't want to say too much,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, of course not.
no. You good? I can only say this because it's being some. We do something like it's a 3-man stack from receivers. Like you see 3 receivers stacked right behind each other, which a lot of people don't do, but people are starting to do it. I know I did that a lot at Willing, and then I got some other stuff that people won't see this spring that's unconventional. Got some of the ideas from the go-go offense because I knew Coach Brandon Marion when he was at Howard, when I was at Bowie. You know, he helped mentor me a little bit. So we kind of do it all, but we do have some exotic formation that I'm excited for people to see this year at Delaware
Yeah,
State.
for sure. Definitely be tuned in. So how has it been just you've obviously knew Deshaun Jackson before, but how has it been like working with him as a offensive coordinator and whatnot?
Believe it or not, I did not know him before this.
Oh, that's dope.
So
That's crazy.
the connection was actually kind of crazy. So Deuce Staley, former NFL running back, he was the Cleveland Browns running back coach this past year. Deuce played for the Eagles, won a Super Bowl with the Steelers. And me and Deuce is actually my mentor,
Right.
coach's mentor. So we got close working with the Browns, but like really cool. We hung out outside of work with the Browns. So he obviously Deshaun got the job. He asked me, he said, hey, would you be interested in going back to college, you know, being a coordinator? I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like who you talking about? He said, Deshaun. I said, Deshaun Jackson. He like, yeah. So it was crazy. So me and Jack got on the phone and we hit it off right away. Like we both young. He older than me, but like our energy just vibe. Like I can't even explain it. We kind of thought the same. We think the same. Talk the same. Got the same type of swag. Like if you go through my page, like I'm not your normal coach. How I dress, where go about myself. I still keep professional, but I'm still young. So I'm like, I'm gonna have my swagger, and he liked that. He embraced it. So we talked, did an interview. It's crazy. I got hired. I was actually coaching the East-West Shrine Game, which is a senior bowl for all the top college players in the country. They select NFL coaches to coach it, and I was blessed to get selected. I got the job down there after our interview and got here. It's been great. I know some people may have a perception of him, but he's like very professional. He obviously has some swag. He is strict though. He's firm, which I like. Because some people, I'm sure they wondered that, especially with him hiring me, like another young guy. Like, he's the head coach and he's young, and then you hire a coordinator who's younger than him, but he holds me to a standard because he knows what people want to say, but he has my back, and it's been great, man. We've been vibe off the field a lot, and we definitely both very competitive when we got to get out there on the field.
Yeah, for sure. Do you ever throw to him like as he
Oh yeah,
you?
a couple times. I told him like, man, I ain't get hurt. I was just like, man, I'd have been out there throwing with you, like, and what's crazy? He's still fast. Like we was throwing. I'm gonna say right before spring ball, we threw probably every other day. Like that's what part of his workouts. He still run routes. Like, and I've been in the NFL. There's some guys right now he is still better than, like flat out. Even at 38, he's still better than right now, and he's for sure enough faster.
Yeah, that makes it. So what do you think? You think it's 40 in like the 4.4, 4.5 range still?
Right now,
it's probably like 4.3 coming out, but
coming out, he was like 4.2 coming out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right now, I'm gonna assume that he is probably a 4.6, 4.5 right now.
That's still solid.
That's still fast though.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's still fast. So
okay, yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, how do you approach like developing young quarterbacks, especially when you get them coming in right away? They might have the talent and skill, but when it just comes to understanding the game, some aren't there fully. So how do you like go about that?
First, I found when I recruit a kid, I want to know what they do well, what their strengths are. And I kind of misspoke. I didn't bring it up within the offense. It's a personnel-driven offense, so I try to recruit a certain style of guy. Now, if I get a guy that's special in a different style, the offense will change to fit him. But the reason why I feel like a lot of people mess up with young quarterbacks is they try to make them fit their system instead of making the system fit the quarterback. Because at the end of the day, the quarterback's one got to go play and conduct it. So my biggest thing is, what do they do well? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And how can I maximize their strengths as much as possible? And, I've been blessed and worked with some guys that, had some success in my offense, but it was all because of we fit what they did well. So I think that's the biggest start. Find out what they do well, maximize what they do well. What are their limitations? What are their weaknesses? And can we avoid those within this offense? And I think that's where it starts with developing a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. So like when players get integrated into the offense, is it usually take a long time for them to get integrated for you, or?
That's a good question. Everyone learns different. So some guys are like, man, just show it to me, coach, and I'm fine. Right? Just show them a piece of paper. Some guys say, coach, hey, show me paper, also show me film. Then you got certain guys like, show me the paper, show me the film. Hey, coach, let me go walk through it. You know what I mean? Now, the thing is, that's actually how some of the NFL guys, like the college guys, they'll tell you that they got it and then they'll go out there and mess it up. So you have to like honestly do all three steps and then just find out as you go, pay attention like in detail how they're learning.
Yeah.
Like you can't assume. You rather do all those three steps. Professional guys, they're more like some guys. I remember I watched certain guys, they ain't take not one note, but they knew every play. Then I watched guys take great notes and still mess plays up. I watched some guys like, coach, I just need to walk through and they were fine. College, you really have to do all three of those steps, and some guys pick it up, faster than others. Like it depends. I've seen some guys pick up the offense within a week or 3 days. I see some guys they ain't pick it up at all, or that it take like a month. It takes just repetition. Repetition normally is when the more reps they get, the better they have mastered the offense.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Okay, cool. So being like you coached at all levels, what if some of the differences you've seen that pros have that separate like the college students who are trying to go pro but didn't just make it?
The work ethic, like the biggest thing, like some of the best players, like for example, I watched Nick Chubb work. Football doesn't stop when he leaves the building. Like, granted, that's all he does.
Yeah.
But according to the coaches, which I believe after seeing the work ethic, he was like that at Georgia. He didn't have an excuse. He didn't allow circumstances dictate, his behavior outside the building, whether he had homework or not. The work ethic in terms of taking care of their body too, though. Like what I see a lot of college athletes, some don't take care of their body all the way. And it's not just always eating right. I mean, yes, you got to do that, but it's like, are you doing the recovery things the right way? Right? Are you doing it every day? Even though you may not feel as sore, you need to do it because, it helps calm inflammation and things of that nature down. So you can perform at a high level all the time. Right. Also, I've seen like the toughness, like, and there's nothing against this generation. It's just, it was just, I see guys that make it, they're just extremely tough. Like a little soreness or them being hurt is not going to slow them or, stop them from being out there. Sometimes I see certain guys, they got a little something and they done. You know what I mean? Like the guys that make it are the ones that push through and, are able to push through and have a lot of success. So that's the biggest difference I've seen is like the work ethic off the field is what I've seen most. Obviously, lineman size, I mean, that's another big thing. But the things that you can control is the work ethic on and off the field, not just from a study standpoint, also like a recovery standpoint.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. NIL, that's changing the college landscape as a whole. So just as a coach, how are you guys going about it, and like what do you wish would be a little different with NIL going forward?
Man, this NIL mess is crazy. I mean, I think kids should get paid. Let me be very clear. I do think so. I just think I wish they put a salary cap on it because now I feel like it's a little bit out of control. Where if they did a salary cap at first, then you wouldn't have this problem. Like kids shouldn't be getting paid. The problem started when it was Terrell Pryor. I'm not sure if you know who that is, but he's at Ohio State. Okay, when he got in trouble for signing his own jersey. I mean, what type of mess is that? It's his jersey.
Insane.
You know what I mean? Like that is crazy. Like because they tripped on that, now we're in a situation where it's out of control. Where now you got, I won't speak on. Obviously, everyone knows what happened down in Tennessee, right? I'm not going to get into that because I'm not there. I don't know what happened. Whatever. But you got situations where kids are off the back or asking, "Let me get this," before they even play it down.
It's crazy.
It's crazy because I've been out for college for 2 years and coming back into it. I'm right in the middle of it, and they don't care. Kids because HBCUs, I wish we got to do a better job. I'm talking about the people outside of HBCU. Like if you went there, help support, create those NIL collectives so you can get more of these guys to come back. Like people, especially people that look like me and you, to get to come to these schools if you have these NIL collectives. So I like it. I think people should get paid, but I do think it's a little out of control right now, just because there's no salary cap. But I think it's the NCAA's fault in a way where if you were paying them earlier and then complain on little stuff like that, man, it wouldn't be as bad as it is. Eventually, I think it would have got there. But this right now, it is out of control. But I do think the kids should get paid, in my opinion. I do. I really do. You putting the work out there, you should get a little something for it. Now, it is a privilege to play, but I think people also got to remember this, the kids. I'm not speaking, like I said, y'all should get paid. But what is your main goal? Like, is your main goal to get to the league? Right? If it is, I wouldn't trip so much on the money. Like, you get it, cool. But like, what's your end goal? Because here's the thing, you may get paid this money now. I'm telling you right now, like some of that money, you're gonna be gone before especially how you spend it. You spend it. Like $100K, not that much money. Like, oh, I need
Especially
100.
to us youngins, spending that crazy.
Or you'll spend that like in a week with some jewelry or
Yeah,
something.
probably so. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? But if you grind and make, sacrifice for a little bit, make it to the league, man, you'll get more than that. Like it'll stretch. So I think on both sides can be better from the student athlete standpoint. And I think we can better, coaches and stuff like let's find a happy medium some way, somehow. I don't know if we will get there because where's that right now, but hopefully we're able to fix it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the salary cap thing is definitely going to come within the next 3 to 4 years. I think it has to because it's crazy.
How do you feel about it? Like, what do you think?
I personally I like it. Just because like the opportunity that now we can get paid to play, like, actually go out and play. We don't have to worry about working another job or anything like that. Like that can be our pure focus. But what I don't like is just like you said, the Tennessee dude. He was getting $46,000 a month. And your dad is in your ear saying that, like that's crazy, bro. Like dad trying to pocket some, So like it got its pros and cons. I feel like it's beneficial because I've seen a lot of my friends who are still playing now, it's changing their lives. But I just don't like it when egos get involved and people like ain't play it down and went 3 million. Come on, bro. Like you gotta work for it. So
yeah, that's a crazy. I don't even want to speak on it, like, cause I don't know all sides, but
yeah,
it's like, man, the money that's being talked about is
crazy. Like
it's crazy.
I don't know. I get it. I guess if you for whatever amount, whatever it was, but bro, we 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Like that's more than enough, bro. A lot of college students ain't making nothing. So
yeah,
that's definitely my stance. But all right, cool. So the last two questions I got is just what does it mean for you to come back and coach in the HBCU world?
Shoot, it means everything to me.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I did a career day the other day, and the kid like, man, you chose to leave the NFL for, Delaware State? I'm like, yeah, I did. And I just signed a contract extension. Like, with the money. Like, I chose to leave. One, be honest, it's an opportunity to call plays again. That, like, I wanted to do that. And for me, I'm going to get back to the NFL, but it doesn't define me who I am. I feel like God defines me who I am. And I felt led to this, opportunity to come back to HBCU, right? To get the light back on, HBCU, like the greatness that we have here. Not just with me. Coach Jack and, obviously Coach Mike Vick gonna bring a lot of attention. But the opportunity to pour in the young men, see them achieve their goals and, do things after football and do things with football at the end of the day. Because I want guys that make the NFL from an HBCU, and I believe I can help them do that. So to me, it meant the world. Like I said, I chose to come here. I felt led by God to come here, and I haven't regretted that decision. I think it's just a great opportunity for us, especially at a great university like Delaware State, right? In the MEAC conference, we're going to play against the SWAC conference. To me, it was special for me to come back. You know what I mean? And I know some people are like, "Man, you actually chose." I'm like, "Yeah, I did." like this is a great opportunity for me, and I'm blessed to have it.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. All right, cool. So the last final question I got for you is just what is one piece of advice you got from somebody in the league that's going to stick with you forever?
Man, that's a great question. Probably from my guy, Coach Duke stated. He said, there's a lot of stuff he said. One thing that I would say, he said, if you are in a place where you're no longer growing, get out. No matter where it is. Like, even if you feel like that's, the end all be all, the highest, it's not just like learning. You can learn anything, but in terms of where you're not able to grow the talent that God gave you, you need to move on.
For sure.
I think a lot of people sometimes feel like just overall get to a certain spot and they get comfortable. Like he said, he's tied into being comfortable. Like if you're comfortable, you're in the wrong spot. Like comfortable people stay stagnant. Uncomfortable people will always grow. Or they'll find a way to grow. So that was a piece of advice that stuck with me, and it helped me. When I came to my decision, to leave, is like, all right, what's gonna help me grow? Like, I know I'm comfortable, but is this right for me? How do I keep growing? And And that's something that always stuck with me that he told me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. You keep doing your thing, man. I'm definitely watching, man. Like, you're doing some good shit, bro. So
For sure.
definitely, I'm look forward when I see you on ESPN or hosting ABC or something, man. Don't forget people like me, man.
Hey man, we gonna get there. We'll
Yes,
be right
sir.
there with you. Probably interview on the field one time. We'll see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Appreciate you, coach.
No problem.
All right, yes, sir. All right.
But